Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. This may come as a surprise considering the state's emphasis on alternative energy, but New Jersey is losing jobs in the solar sector. Here to talk about that is Katie Rever, who is the Director of Legislative and Regulatory Affairs for IGS Solar. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Great to be here.
What is IGS Solar?
IGS Solar is a company that installs, sells, owns, and operates solar on businesses, nonprofits, and homes.
So if there is a reduction in jobs, I would imagine you've seen a reduction in business?
Yeah, so, to understand the reductions in jobs in New Jersey, first I think it's important to really put it in context for New Jersey has been a huge supporter and a leader in solar energy since 2002, before anybody really knew what solar was all about. And so over the years, New Jersey has actually been second only to California for many, many years. So it's not the state's fault. It's right. Yeah. I think the main issue with the current dynamics, there's some headwinds really from the national level and some of the trade disputes that are going on. About a year ago, the Trump administration put in tariffs on imported solar panels and on steel, and at the time, the industry anticipated or predicted that would cause about a headwind for the industry of about 10%, and really that's kind of what the jobs numbers from this year have shown that out.
You've hit 10%. Let's get specific about this. So what you are importing for your business when it comes to the solar industry is what? What are you bringing in? What materials are getting hit by the tariffs?
The materials that are getting hit by the tariffs are the panels that are coming from certain countries.
So China is what you said?
Right.
That would make sense because we haven't been able to work out a trade deal with China.
Right.
So and we keep hearing that the trade deal with China could happen any day now. Right. So that would alleviate the problem? If we got a trade deal with China and the tariffs went away, or at least we're back to where they used to be, that would alleviate the problem.
It would take the headwind out from the national trends. But I think New Jersey, just this last summer, Governor Murphy signed legislation that committed New Jersey to 50% renewables by 2030, which is fantastic, and really excited to be part of the solution to meeting that. Part of that legislation also is creating a transition in one of the major solar policies. So yes, if that went away, that national headwind would be removed. But we're also working through a transition of one of the most important state policies that really gives us an opportunity to set up a long-term, cost-effective policy to drive more solar development in the state and allow us the certainty that we need to really be able to create more and more jobs.
So you deal with commercial enterprises and nonprofits, is that right? It's mostly businesses?
And residential.
Oh, you do residential as
yes.
well. And so people now are looking at your costs that you've had to raise, right? Because of the tariffs, is that right?
Right.
And so they're making the decision, okay, I'll hold off, or I'm going to wait, and that's costing jobs.
And it's just it's a marginal amount, so yes.
The marginal amount in the jobs, I thought it was.
Well, there's a marginal difference in the cost, and that kind of the supply and demand is working it out. So there's a small decrease. There's still a lot of deployment and jobs in New Jersey. It's just a little bit slower.
No, I get it. I'm just trying to do the cause and effect.
Right.
That's all. I'm not saying you're charging too much. All I'm saying is that your cost had to go up to take on the cost of the tariffs. Right. But there are still, and this is why I'm guessing that businesses and homeowners are just waiting rather than not doing it at all. They're just waiting because there are still benefits and taxes when it comes to going solar, right?
Yes, there are, absolutely. There's the federal investment tax credit right now is the full 30% for systems through the end of this year, and then it starts to step down until 2022 when it's at 10%.
And how about the state? What are they doing when it comes to solar?
So this is one of the solar policy that I said is in transition right now. So there's been a solar policy that's been in place for about 10 to 12 years in the state. And what they're trying to do right now is close that out and start a new program. And it's the transition and setting up of the new long-term program that I think really creates the opportunity to create a stable platform for growth in the future.
So even though the tariffs are the main engine in all of this, there are other factors. The federal government's reducing the amount of money that you can take off. The states in transition with their program. It's just a bad period of time.
There's right, sure. There's some.
There's a few things.
There's a few things that are going on.
And so you wait through this period, and it should be back to where it was.
Right, but I think I think that the industry can still continue to deploy solar through this time. It just might be a little bit less steady footing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
It sounds like everything will be back to normal.
I think so.
Yeah. Katie Rever is the Director of Legislative and Regulatory Affairs for IGS Solar. Jersey Matters continues after this. Still to come on Jersey Matters, a new initiative to combat hunger in schools when Jersey Matters continues.